Alright, hi everybody, it is Bonkai922. My 12 days of anime are uploading as we speak. Day 12, which is going to be, excuse me, uploaded on the 25th, Christmas. And then after that, I'm also uploading day 11, so that's all going to be uploaded. Chances are I'm not going to be able to do chapters. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait to do those Wednesday? Yeah, I know. But hey, it's Christmas, certain things. Might be able to squeeze one in. Maybe if I could squeeze in 7 Deadly Sins, that'd be great. I'll leave, I'll leave the, Akame ga Kiryu's for Wednesday. Chapters coming out. God damn, that's too many chapters. So, give or take. But I can do this. Final episode. Unbreakable Machine Doll. Now, before I get into this, I just want to mention one thing. As of right now for the fall, I have this to say as far as what shows that I felt were Infinite Strauss 2. And even though I don't want to say it, I'm sorry, I just lost expectations for it. Blaze Blue. Those two, to me, were drop series. I finished Infinite Strauss too, but it was just stupid. Yeah, that series was like ending it like this, and Hoki's sister pretty much just basically helped out the enemy. But yeah, I just want to mention that. Now this series, Unbreakable Machine Doll. Similar ending to, well, no, I'm not going to say that. No. I mean, the ending of this episode, the final episode, it alludes to a second season. Definitely. It's there. It's in the open. And we also find out something interesting in this episode, which we really didn't know what that meant, Unbreakable Machine Doll, until we saw this episode. Give or take. So we got that butler guy from last week, right? And pretty much we're gonna have this is pretty much the conclusion of them fighting him. And this will be uploaded probably. It'll be uploaded later today. I can upload at least this, so rest assured that. And he explains what he is while he's fighting Raishin and Yaya and Charlotte. He's pretty much an independent doll. In other words, he has his own energy and he can fight without the necessary help of his puppeteer. That's basically the gist. Essentially, the fight gets pretty interesting, and it goes back and forth. Also, in this episode, we find out, we see a few scenes with Henrietta and Frey. Henrietta tries to, Charlotte's sister, tries to kill herself, unfortunately. Tries to kill herself. I'm laughing about that. And she tells him to stop, basically saying that you'll make Raishin sad, and stuff. And this was a good episode for the finale. I mean, I was a little upset about one thing, which I'll get into later, but it doesn't undermine the series because, like I said, there's room for a new season. So that's good. But it was one of those endings where you say, oh, we're going to just, But basically we have her and she's just telling her, Frey's basically telling, Henrietta that of what her sister Charlotte said, that she didn't want Raishin to help, that if he helps, he's going to get hurt and all that jazz. Pretty much. The fight with this guy is really hectic. Like, Jesus. There were like 2 or 3 instances, in this episode where I'm like, holy shit, are they gonna beat this guy? This guy is like unbeatable. Eventually, what happens is they do a two-pronged attack. Yaya raishin with Charlotte and Sigmund to beat this guy. And what ends on happening is Frey and Henrietta, they go out and they go and meet up and see what's going on. And basically what happens is we have Yaya facing that machine doll butler, and he disappears, and he goes for Raishin in the back, and she grabs him. So it's a trap, pretty much. And she, even though he's a doll and everything, a machine doll, he accepts energy on his own, so he's human. So Raishin understood that, and because of that, he was able to anticipate him. And he tries to counter it, but Giant just takes him. That was awesome. And then that eludes also this counterattack with Charlotte. So there's this one scene, honestly, it was amazing. Yaya just punched it, just goes and gives it to this motherfucker against the wall. I was like, yo, that's awesome. And at the last minute, we have Sigmund doing a blast. That was epic. That was humongously epic. I was like, holy shit. And he gets pretty hurt, badly. And that's when Raishin decides to look for the Puppeteer. Because apparently, the Puppeteer is actually there. The Puppeteer is part of the Foxford thing? Is that the name? Yeah, Kingsford. And apparently we find an interesting thing about the Puppeteer, Butler's, master. Apparently he is not what he seems. Apparently he, what was I going to say? His name is Cedric. I believe that's what they said. His name was Cedric. And apparently he's not what he seems later on. And Raishin corners him. He grabs him and he's like, they're having a little small talk about how, he was able to have a few steps ahead of him. Well, there was another scene also in this episode about with Shoko and everything, but, and he's able to corner him at some point, and he says, yeah, but you didn't with this one. And he goes behind Raishin. Raishin tries to hit him, can't. Butler shows up again, kicks him, and he's about to stamp on his head. And out of nowhere, Yaya goes like, yo, she went KO Ken. Yes, I went there. She went KO Ken. I'm going to say KO Ken times, I'm not going to say times 100, but it was up there. It was a KO Ken. She was red and shit and glowing and shit. I was like, yo. And she let the butler have it. Oh, man. It was just an interesting scene there. Just throwing him all over the place. And we're going back and forth. And she hit him pretty hard. She knocked the shit out of this guy. And eventually they escape, though. And they leave the butler. That part, I was kind of upset about that because I thought they were going to finish them off. But obviously, that doesn't happen because it's alluding to a second season. And we find out from Cedric, as he's on the butler's back, as he's flying and shit, that he calls him, the butler, mistress. And then he just transforms, and I'm like, holy shit, this dude's a girl! Wow. And then she's like saying, and before she turns into a girl, she alludes to the fact that she's number 87. And I'm like, oh shit. So they are the ones that have to fight Raishin in the festival. I was like, whoa. And then she's like, as they're leaving, she's basically saying that, oh, I look forward to fighting you in the festival, Far East Puppet and your master. And then they just leave. I was like, wow. So it's alluding to a second season. So I was like, okay, that's pretty good. And after that, we basically have small talk. I finally found out that advisor's name, which is Kimberly. She basically encounters. This happens after this kind of thing going on with Charlotte saying, "Oh, you're a pervert and shit," and she's complaining that her boobs. It was stupid. Anyway, that's beside the point. The battle's over. Raishin's okay. We have a scene with that advisor. Her name is Kimberly. And she is talking to that Magius guy. The guy that Raishin wants to kill. And she's talking about the band doll thing. And how, it is not to use human parts for dolls. And saying that you should watch yourself. She's basically telling him to watch himself. And he mentions the whole revenge thing with Raishin, kind of. But then after that, he just moves on his way. And she just mentions that. After that, we have some segue with Raishin. He's in the hospital and such. And we find some other stuff out. Find out, because Kimberly shows up again to talk to them. Find out that Henrietta, she's not going to be enrolled into school. But she's going to be the assistant of Kimberly. Maid assistant. Go figure. And basically that's the story there. And, that's pretty much that. And she then leaves and mentions to heal up boys. For them to heal up and stuff. And after that, we just have Raishin with Yaya, and she's asking Raishin, are we going to have to fight these people? Yes. And it's kind of a weird ending, because it's basically alluding to the second season, obviously, and that they're going to have to fight Loki, and Frey, and Charlotte. So it's like one of those things. Now, overall, for the entire series, same rating as Frieza. It's 7.5 out of 10. The reason for it is several reasons. This episode I give it 4 out of 5. It was very good. It was a very good episode. The reason why is this. Number one. It's not really the animation. The animation is part of it. But really the reason? I just don't understand why every freaking fight, Raishin is sent to the hospital. That bugged the hell out of me. I'm like, whoa. What is this guy, made of glass? He's getting... It was so weird. It was... yeah. But... made of glass. I'm like... But... yeah, 7 out of 10. Because, that thing with him being in the hospital all the time. But the other thing is... it comes to a point where, Yaya, she gets kind of on your nerves with that voice. And the way she acts. But still, it was a good series. For what it was. And the animation does come into play. Because the animation seems very weird looking. And it was... I say it's not my cup of tea. It was good, but they could have gone in a different direction. You know, maybe if they did the manga, it might have been better. Maybe if they did the manga animation rather than the light novel, yeah, it might have been better. But still, it was a good series. Unbreakable Machine Doll. There's definitely going to be a season 2. It's almost saying, screaming it. They're screaming that there's going to be a season 2. So we're probably going to see them, raishin, fighting these two, the butler guy and his mistress, in the second season. Hopefully, we get a good show for the festival. It should be a very, very, very good second season. But yeah, that's pretty much it, people. I mean, this was a great finale. Yaya, KO Ken. Yeah, that was awesome. KO Ken. She was going times, I would say 20. She was going times 20. Times 20 KO Ken. So, yeah, good show, good episode, good series. So, most of the series I've been reviewing, 7, 8, that's pretty decent. That's pretty good. So, yeah. Only got one more left, and excluding Strike the Blood, which is Puppeteer. So, yeah. I'm Bankai 922. Unbreakable Machine Doll was pretty good. I liked it as a series. I'll see you guys later. Peace.